And then it gets interesting with Jeremiah Love going 4 and the New York Giants with a chance to maybe take a wide receiver or some other weapon, taking the big tackle, Mauigoa, out of the University of Miami. Why are you hearing that?
We're at the league meetings, and we're talking to John Harbaugh, asking about the offensive line, and the term he used was work in progress. That is not what you want to hear about an offensive line. Top 5 pick, and you've got Jackson Dart behind you. Now, look, Carnell Tate is very appealing. Of course, the corners and the DNs are all. Mauigoa, I'm told, is by far the top offensive lineman in this draft. There is flexibility. He could play right tackle. He could potentially play left. And with the Giants situation right now, Andrew Thomas is a yes. But we don't know what they're doing with the other spots on this offensive line, and you can't bank on Evan Neal or Illuminor being the guy for the next 10 years. I think Mauigoa, with what he brings, what I'm hearing, statement from the Giants, we're going to build in from the inside out.
Let me ask you quickly. If Love is there, you have him going 4 to the Titans. If Love is there for the Giants, do you think they would take him?
I still think they might go offensive line.
Offensive line. You like it?
I like it. I don't love it because I love Love at 5 if he's there. But look, they gave up 48 sacks, 9th most in the league. I agree with Peter. Andrew Thomas is a bedrock. Illuminor is okay. Mauigoa is definitely a John Harbaugh type. But if they could get Jeremiah Love, you're talking about a tone-setting first pick with a new program, and you want to be about tough Northeast outdoor football, Jeremiah Love, you can't go wrong with either guy, but I would think they would take Love.
Nick, you seldom go wrong taking an offensive lineman high in the draft. They always sign second contracts. So I'll ask you the same question. If Love is there, should the Giants take him or go with the offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how much they value the offensive lineman. I think that team is one that's flexible on offense. They have the quarterback, but the best thing that you can give any offense, not just a quarterback, is a dominant offensive line. And you have to invest in that to have a dominant offensive line. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. You're going to have to use high picks on it. So I would love the idea of adding Mauigoa to that offensive line and starting to build up that foundation with Thomas, because I think that makes for a team to be a lot more flexible in the future offensively, no matter what running back or quarterback or receivers they put out there.
Let me look at the rest of your top 10. The one that's going to get a lot of attention is Jordyn Tyson. Tyson, the super talented but oft-injured wide receiver. You have him going 9 to Kansas City.
Might be the most polarizing prospect in this draft. Can go anywhere as top 10 and could also go in the 20s. That is how different opinions are on Jordyn Tyson. Question is availability. Really, basically only played 1 full season's worth of football. Then there's questions about how much does he want it? How tough is he? Guess what? This guy, when he is healthy and on the field, is as good as any wide receiver in this draft, including Carnell Tate. And I look at Kansas City, and I look at Andy Reid, a guy who has taken in the past Josh Simmons, who had questions about availability and offseason stuff. Rashee Rice, questions about availability and off-the-field stuff. Andy Reid says, bring him in here, just like he did with Travis Kelce. Get him into our organization, and let's go from there. I love the fit, and I know it is going to cause quite a conversation everywhere.
By the way, Tannenbaum's phone just rang on the air. That's another fine. That happens every damn day.
It's fine.
Dominique.
It's my son, one way or the other. He's costing me money.
He's like, he doesn't like the Jordyn Tyson. No.
Dominique, Jordyn Tyson, you like it or you don't like it?
I love him as a player. I actually think without the injury concerns, he has the most impressive tape of any of the receivers in the draft this year. I think the injury concerns is what's knocking people off of him a little bit. However, I don't love it for the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs have to rebuild that defense. I think what they have on offense right now, especially with signing Kenneth Walker, seems like a more solid foundation than what they have on the other side of the ball. So those picks need to be used for defense, if you ask me.
Yeah, specifically DB. They lost 3 DBs in one off season. So to me, like, I would absolutely go corner. Jordyn Tyson, too, like, it usually portends that if you only play 1 full season in college football, durability, that usually carries with you in terms of those questions.
And Carnell Tate is the first receiver off the board in almost every mock
I've got
draft
Tyson going before him in
You're
this
going
one.
a different way.
Carnell Tate is hit it on the fairway. This is a home run prospect, everything.
Right.
His 40 time is a real question right now.
Not fast.
Tyson, by the way, when he's there, is as dynamic a player in this draft at that position. So I know Andy Reid, I know his style, and I also know Brett Veach, where it's, okay, you guys worry about all those things. We'll take a risk on this guy, and guess what? It usually works out.
Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, Jordyn Tyson, I think, is the only receiver in this draft that has the potential to be like a true X, number one. He has the quickness, the straight line speed, the contested catch ability. Like, he's awesome if he can stay healthy. I think he's really impressive. He's the receiver I would go with if I weren't afraid of the risk of injury.
All right, we have a bunch of stuff. Turning questions. Peter Schrager, yesterday, Schefter telling us Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade from the New York Giants. What can you tell us about the situation?
He's got 2 years left on his contract, and the defensive tackle market has exploded the past few offseasons. He's the 12th highest paid defensive tackle behind guys like Milton Williams and Jordan Davis. He is in the midst of 2 years of animosity with this franchise. His agent, Joel Siegel, one of the best in the game. This isn't going away. John Harbaugh has a press conference today and will speak with the media. But Sexy Dexy is unhappy and has asked for a trade.
What was it you told me this morning over breakfast you could see John Harbaugh doing?
Saying, this is my program, and if you're not interested in being here, we are looking for volunteers, not hostages, as Mike Tomlin would say. And in the first year, a legendary coach coming in, setting the tone, I could see him being traded, much the way I've seen Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick do very similar things. He is a great player. I think there would be a robust market. I think about New England and Tampa Bay at the top of that list of teams, Green, that could use Dexter Lawrence. But candidly, what he did, not last year, but the year before, 9.5 sacks as an interior pass rusher, that's really hard to find, and he's only 28 years old.
The Jets got, I believe, a 1 and a 2 for Quinnen Williams last year. Same position, not exactly the same players. Don't know if that's what they would be getting in return here. Dominique Foxworth, what do you think of this? Sexy Dexy wants out of New York. How do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Giants see themselves as pretty close. So moving on from a player like Dexter Lawrence, albeit last year wasn't his best season, he still has the ability to be a dominant defensive player. And on that side of the ball, like, that's what their defense is built upon. It's that D-line. And having the force from Dexter Lawrence inside, I think, matters. And he is kind of underpaid. So I think paying him and extending him and trying to make a run, make him happy enough to make a run this year, I think is the move.
If you're wondering, he's 28 years old, will turn 29 during the season. The other burning question I have, and Nick, I'm going to start this one with you. The Ravens opened their offseason program yesterday. And if you were watching our show at the time that this happened, we had a big discussion about what it would mean if Lamar Jackson were to show up. He has, in recent years, not always gone to the openings of these voluntary offseason program days. And then within a minute of our having that conversation, coincidentally, the Ravens posted video of him arriving, and you were looking at it right now. So, Dominique Foxworth, you're close to the situation. What message do you take from Lamar Jackson being there on the very first day yesterday?
Well, it's certainly a statement. I don't think he's there because he needs help working out. I'm sure he has trainers and all that, and he skips these programs often and still has incredible seasons. So I think it's about making a statement. Lamar Jackson doesn't speak to the media very much, and the statement is that he is there in support of Jesse Minter, and he's bought into this program. We'll see if that extends to, or that turns out to be a contract extension in the near future at some point this season. But for now, he's sending a message to his teammates and a message to all people in the media and fans that he's bought into the Ravens in the way that I think all parties will want him to be.
It feels important to me because this offseason, they made themselves the Baltimore Lamar Jacksons, right? I mean, there are very few players in the NFL of whom that can be said. But by choosing him in a power struggle, which is the way this thing is perceived, over the legendary coach and having him involved in the hiring process for the new coach, like, it's his team now. So for him to be there and establish on day one, I'm the leader, this is how we're going to do things around here, that felt important to me.
I take no joy in this show saying, is he going to come? And then he does show up. But I will say that is sort of the magic of Lamar Jackson, not having an agent, not having a PR team around him, where he's going to do things at a beat of his own drum. And fortunately, right now, it seems like the beat of his own drum is the same rhythm as what the Ravens are drumming. And I was at the league meetings last week. Laura Rutledge and I are sitting with Jesse Minter, and we asked, is Lamar going to be there? He goes, I think he is. And it wasn't like he will be there. I think he is. So right now, this is a great sign. You want Lamar there. And to Nick's point, this is more symbolic than anything. Whatever he did yesterday physically is not going to help them in September and October. But the fact that he's in the building and present, that is an awesome sign.
Greedy, to use your term of sneaky big news, this is sneaky big news because you have a rookie head coach who has about a 10-minute honeymoon because they have massive expectations this year. Jesse Minter is not just a new coach, he's a rookie head coach. To have Lamar there really sends the right message, the way Peter said, symbolically. So John Harbaugh can handle a distraction of Dexter Lawrence. He has a lot of pelts. Jesse Minter is trying to establish himself. The best way to do that, it starts with Lamar being there, even though it's voluntary. I think this was an important first step.
And it actually is also, to whatever degree we consider this significant, a vote of confidence, if that's the right word, from Lamar to the new coach, right?
Right. And Steve Bisciotti said at the annual meeting that, hey, we want him here long term. So let's see if a deal, I wouldn't say is imminent, but you'd like to hope, if you're a Raven, that your owner came out and said, hey, we're going to get a deal done. Lamar's there. Hopefully something can get done.
Do we expect that?
I would expect that they're having those conversations. Eric DaCosta currently is the man there, and they've done this before with Lamar. A couple years ago in 2023, they went down there to Boynton Beach, and they met in Pompano Lake, wherever they met with Lamar. They went down there. They were active. They were very busy during this exact time window. I would imagine Lamar wants to be a Raven. They want him, and they'll figure this out.
Does that feel important to you, Neek, that he gets a deal done before the season begins just to put the ribbon on the whole thing?
Well, I don't think it feels important. I think they've made adjustments to make the cap number lower, but he has a no tag clause after this contract expires and a no trade clause with an $80 million cap hit next year. So the extension is going to get done really soon, or he's going somewhere else. Like, there's no other way to look at it. So I do think this season is huge for him, and he's demonstrating by being there that he wants it to be successful and he wants to stay in Baltimore.
That's the point. I mean, I think you want the message on everyone's part to be Lamar Jackson's the quarterback of the Ravens, period. End of discussion. We don't have to speculate it. We don't have to worry about it. He's just like Mahomes in Kansas City or whoever else. This is his team. He's going to be here forever. Now let's figure it out around him.
If he didn't show up, we're starting the show.
It's a story.
So
that's right.
It's almost like he's doing a bouquet of flowers to the organization and for everybody just to put this to bed for at least another week.
Yeah, for anyone who says, who cares about the first day of off-season program? It felt significant yesterday that he was there. Coming up, we'll explain exactly how